Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad, though I have slacked off so bad this month and I am super sorry. Anyway, if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. I promise I will try to be better next month. So I'm gonna kind of pop in and out from like voiceover for what I'm doing here to also just like conversing with you guys a little bit, because I am sorry for being really just so bad this month, but sometimes you just have to take some time, and I know I'm not alone in feeling that way. And yeah, of course, taking time to yourself sometimes means that you can get behind on other stuff, and then it just makes the rest of the month, even once you start to feel a little bit better, even more chaotic, because then you're just playing catch up and everything feels impossible. So I am still playing catch up, but I'm starting to finally feel a little bit more, back to normal. Anyway, so if you want to know what I'm doing here, what I did was I first started by taking one of my go-to elements, and if you want to see how I did that, I actually created a whole video that I'll link up in the cards that walks you guys through how I create all of the regular elements that I use to save myself time in planning. And I just popped that into place because it makes filling out my planner so much easier. And then I was playing around with how I wanted to decorate this bottom left corner. I couldn't quite figure it out. You may have seen I put a houndstooth pattern there from some washi tape and just thought that would be cute and decorative, but really wasn't working for me in the end. So I started to play around with some other stickers, and you'll see what I do here in a minute. But I was kind of going for a layered effect, and I wanted to customize it in a way that, like, I didn't even start working on this till the middle of the month. So I knew that I had to do some things a little bit differently. And I decided I was going to try to customize this in a way that I could, maybe set my goals in a slightly different way or different habits or something. Spoiler alert, I still didn't use it. I did nothing this month. I really did nothing this month. I was not productive or helpful to myself at all. But, we're trying to get over that. We're trying to move on. Yeah, I won't talk about it too much more because I feel like I keep mentioning it in videos, but December is going to be better. Plus, Christmas time makes me happy, so I'm going to do my best, even if I have to drown myself in Christmas movies or whatever to make myself feel good. That is what I'm going to do. Maximum happiness, I hope. So I decided to use these little trackers that I have to create separate sections for like social, like personal life. I wanted to be able to, remind myself of things that are good for me to do, or if I don't want to set them up as habits, then I could have used them as ways of like tracking what are some things I did today that, feed me personally. What are some things that I did today that are good for me socially? So I don't know, I thought it would be cute and helpful, but as I mentioned, I didn't end up using anything. So I might use this idea potentially in December when I do my setups, but I guess we will all just have to wait and see. But speaking of December setups, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so scatterbrained. What I'm thinking I might do, because there's a lot of things that I still want to get done before the end of the year, and I also want to take some time to enjoy myself now that I'm slightly starting to feel a little more human again. And I'm thinking maybe what I'll do for most of my videos is release a live. I don't know, it sounds kind of nice to me. It means literally zero editing, and if you guys want to hop on and hang out, then that's cool. And if you don't, that's also fine too. I know everyone's really busy, especially in December. You can also watch the live replays, and then you can just, do it at 2 times speed or whatever you need to get through it, because everything is going to be obviously so much slower. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I did that, I think, November of last year, because I was having a hard time in November last year as well. So I don't know, you do what you gotta do. Anyway, let's catch up with what I've done here on the screen. So in that bottom left corner, I did go ahead and add in some leafy elements just to make it look cute. And then I grabbed that little pennant flag, the blue one, and added it in to the right. Haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do with that, but it's there. And then I took this cute leaf pattern that I have for that washi tape and I put it in the upper like heading part of my planner. I actually really love this leaf pattern. There's a place that I house sit at and they have a beautiful garden, and I took some pictures of this plant and then I turned it into stickers and I really love them. I think they're so cute. But anyway, I'm using that as the background and I want to add in the word November, but it's just really hard to see. So what I decided to do is take this brush pen, and the nice thing about the brush pen is you can push harder and then you get these thicker lines. So I just kind of, put some maximum pressure there and traced around the whole of November. And then I took my image tool and I cut the word November and then pasted it back on top. And now I'm just going in and touching up any areas of the pen markings that I feel like aren't even where the lettering is, just to try my best to make it look a little more neat, a little more perfect if I can. So the idea here is later, once I'm done making it absolutely perfect, I can go ahead and take my lasso tool with handwriting selected, and then I can just change the color of that handwriting, and it gives this sort of like nice outlined effect. It just offsets the lettering so that it's a little bit more clear to see, especially on a busy background like that cute foliage washi tape there. So you'll see that in just a minute as I finish this up. But you can, of course, choose whatever color you want. So you could make it like white so that it matches more of the background. You could try to match the color of the leaves. You can make it a totally different color if you want to experiment with that. But yeah, that's totally up to you, whatever feels good. I had a little bit of a glitch there. I don't know if you saw the pen marks that like streaked across the screen. That is something that happens to my iPad. It never used to happen to my old iPad, but it happens to this one. Okay, so yep, I changed the lettering there to white, just like the parts with the pen, and then I put the leaf pattern back up there in the background. And I did realize at this point that I was going to end up having to relayer some things later on, but you'll see as I do that. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing these brush strokes here and pasting them in here. But now, here's what, like I was saying, I'm going to realize that basically when I replace the correct colors here for my layout and my top priorities, that it's going to overlap on top of that the pen markings and the November, the little flourish there on the N in November. And I didn't want that. So I was trying to think through, okay, what's the best order to rearrange this in? So I put the things there that I needed to. I selected everything, and then I copied it using the lasso tool, and I'm going to paste it on top and then delete the extra little brush stroke there that was at the top. So now basically in this case I had one underneath and then I had one on top as well, and I just needed to get rid of the extra ones that were on top there. I hope that makes sense. It was a little bit weird, but I just had to play around with the layering, which is a lot easier if you're somebody who has Goodnotes 6, but I still have not converted. I'm too stubborn. And then whenever I think that I want to change, I'll spend some time trying to figure out, and then it doesn't work. Okay, so what I'm doing here now is I'm just changing all of those little planning sections so that the colors match, just, adding in those brush strokes and sizing them to fit, deleting the ones underneath, and then making sure that the pen matches. And the last thing to do with that is just using the lasso tool with text boxes on and just adjusting the text boxes over the brush strokes there just to make sure that everything is perfect. Okay, and then I did duplicate the word November here and place it over my mini calendar. And to be honest, I don't remember what I did next here. So I'm gonna hang out and chill with you guys and maybe talk more about doing those lives. So the problem with doing the lives is I'm always concerned that I have to like wait, 5 days at a time or something in order to do the lives. And then I feel like it's too late in the month or something, and I wanted to be using my planner. And I don't want to do like 3 back to back, but also sometimes like it could take me 1 hour to set up 3 layouts, or it could take me 3 hours to set up 3 layouts. So I also don't want to do a live where I just sit and do all 3 of them at once, because that feels like insanity. So I don't know, like, what do you guys think? Would you rather me try to get them out as quickly as possible and maybe do 3 lives in like a week so that they're all done early in December? Or should I release them like once a week? If you have an opinion at all, if you're still listening to me babble on at this point, feel free to chime in. You guys know that I love to hear from you. So as you can see, what I ended up doing on the right side under the pennant was I took some of the nice, like, more transparent brush strokes that I have, and I put 2 of them and rotated them so they were in opposite directions just for a little bit of variation. And then I added in some more of the cute foliage and some pine cones and just kind of, played around and made it look nice. And then I also took these little, I don't know, I'm calling them like palms, but they're like little puffs. And I'm just kind of placing them around. They look like they're sort of like floating. Gives it a little bit of a magical kind of feel. I don't know, I really like it. So that's what you see me doing here. And as you can also see, I still have not figured out what the purpose of me putting that little flag there on the right is. So let's see what I end up doing with that. Okay, so I'm taking one of my background color elements, which is also in my go-to elements video if you're curious, but it's literally just a screenshot of the background and saving that square as an element. And I'm using that so that I can actually read the lettering. And so I have one of those cute sets of lettering that says "Hello, Gorgeous." And I just want to kind of dress it up. So here I'm trying to make a decision. And I am just grabbing a bunch of leaf elements and just kind of seeing what it is that feels good and what I like. I am getting a ton of notifications and just having to ignore them. That's the other part with doing lives, is I feel like I can't stop those notifications from coming in, because if my iPad is on Do Not Disturb, it doesn't seem to matter if my screen is open, then they'll come in. They just won't alert me if my screen is closed. Is that a setting? Am I just like old? I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I still get the notifications if my screen is on, and it's very obnoxious. But anyway, we had a lighting change here. The ring light that I had on the side, I don't remember, it just like died. It came unplugged, or I don't know. Something happened. I wish I could remember. I was super frantic at this point because I was actually getting ready to go to my friend's wedding. I was going to be out of town for like 5 days. Had a friend coming in from Northern Ireland for the wedding. It was all very exciting. And so I was just feeling super chaotic in general. Like, I had done nothing for nearly 2 weeks at this point, and I had to be somewhere, and I was like, I have to roll out of bed. I have to do something. And so I did. But that meant I was getting like a bunch of notifications from the group that was all meeting up for the weekend, and I was not fully prepared to put all this together. And yeah, just scattered. Okay, so this was my little way. I had almost forgotten I got to the end of this, and I had almost forgotten that I wanted to, of course, have a space to put the date, like, hello. So I grabbed this little circular brush stroke and I added it at the end. It's the same color as the washi tape, and then I just added a text box with my cheeky Collegian font and added that there. And now I'm just selecting all of this so that I can save this as an element, because you know that is essential in order to make my life easier from day to day. So I can just pop that element in and just change my little date dot, and then that's pretty much it. It's super simple, makes things so much easier. I say as I'm sitting here struggling because the text box wasn't big enough, but there it is. In the end, I actually think this is super cute. I really love it. It makes me happy. I just wish that I would have used it. It's on me. It's entirely on me. I can't blame anyone but myself. Ugh. It's a shame. I've used it, I think, like 2 days this month. I've mostly just used my monthly planner. That's what's gotten me through the month, is just putting the important dates and not focusing on anything else because I just feel insane. Anyway, I just had to resave that because I had made a mistake and wanted to fix it, but now it's saved and that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, you are the best. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in December. Bye.